Welcome back to Allenton Family K9, where today we'll be discussing how to stop your puppy or dog from nipping. We'll talk about 5 different ways to help solve that problem and really why the dog is actually nipping just in general. So first we'll start there. It is a natural tendency for puppies. If you ever watch a group of puppies together, that's how they play. They're using their mouth, playing with each other. And then just like humans interact with their hands and we want to touch things, puppies do the same thing except where they use their mouth. And so really the crux of the problem here where there's a lot of nipping is really just the dog learning how to use its mouth or hands if it was a human. So 5 ways to stop your dog from nipping. Number 1. The first one is going to be when the dog bites your hands or feet, you make a high-pitched yelp or noise. That is, again, relating everything back to what it knows when it was with all of its litter mates. Usually when 2 puppies are playing and one gets bitten too hard, you'll hear one of them make a high-pitched yelp, and usually both puppies will stop. And so that's number 5. Start by making a loud noise. Ouch is usually what we use, or no, and then follow that up with a no. And then we'll talk about how to basically conflict resolve that at the end. Number 4 is going to be distract the dog with a toy or object. Just realize this isn't completely desired. It really, just like the title, it just distracts the dog, provides it with something else to keep its mind busy with. The interim or temporary solution in giving the dog something that it can do other than bite your hands or feet, it doesn't actually tell the dog that it's not supposed to nip or bite your fingers. So oftentimes what you can do is just use a toy, a tug, something to start playing with the dog and showing it what it can bite instead of your hands or fingers. All right, and number 3 is going to be put the dog in a timeout. And a timeout could be in a crate. Again, going back to doesn't necessarily solve the problem of getting the dog to stop biting your hands or feet. But usually a timeout could be in a crate. I usually will hook a leash to a puppy or a dog if the dog is in timeout, just so I have a way to correct the dog if it actually goes back and tries to bite my hands or feet or my child's hands or feet. All right, and number 2, a lot of commercial pet stores sell products that you can actually spray on your hands that have a bitter taste. I think there are actually products called bitter taste. We'll try to link those down in the comments below. But you can spray those on your hands and feet or your children's hands or feet. And really what happens then is if the dog goes to nip or mouth, and there's a difference between the 2, right? One's playful and one is a little bit more aggressive. The dog gets the bitter taste in the mouth and then no longer wants to put its mouth on your hands or feet. But the good part about using a method like that is it is a form of correction, and it kind of is teaching the dog that it's not supposed to do that. All right. And a downfall to that is you may not always have spray on hand. All right, for number 1, a method that we like to use is taking your hand, reaching it around the dog's muzzle, and either grabbing it, using your fingers and grabbing the dog inside the mouth, covering the teeth. And what that does is it teaches the dog that it actually can't use its mouth anymore. And we use that with the command no. And so in teaching just basic house manners in your house this whole time, the dog is probably starting to learn what the word no means. So then we're going to follow that up. At the same time we follow up with, we use the word no. I like to use words like be nice. And then when the dog starts to understand, well, wait, I wasn't supposed to do that, and starts licking, then I would reward the dog verbally by saying, nice girl, or be nice, or good girl, things like that. So then she knows, oh, I'm not actually supposed to be using my mouth on the humans. And so to wrap this up, we found the most effective methods are generally number 5 and number 1. So 5 being ouch, and then followed by grabbing the dog's muzzle, showing the dog that it can't mouth or nip, use the word no, be nice, dog starts licking, good girl, nice girl, be nice. And then that generally will start to solve really quickly your nipping problem. Let me go grab Sophie and I'll show you. So like I said before, she's just came out of the house. She thinks I'm gonna train her because we've been programming the dog. So she's not super nippy right now, but just like to show you. So if I pick her up, see, she's being nice girl. See, she's being nice girl by using her mouth. But like I mentioned before, so I typically will just reach over the top, put my hands just like this. See, it's not super uncomfortable. I see she doesn't like it, and I say, nice girl, look, nice girl, see, and she starts licking. So that's an example of how you can stop your puppy or dog from nipping. All right, last thing I want to mention, please take a look at episode 4 where we discuss drive development and a lot of these genetic and inherent qualities that we're seeing from the dog just from the normal puppy nipping intertwined with drive development. And we'll talk about, again, why the dog is doing what it's doing and why the dog is chasing after your kids and trying to nip your kids. So please take a look at episode 4. We'll see you next time on Allenton Family K9.